everybody, and welcome to Week 1 of INF505 Library Services for Children and Young Adults. So this is the first week of teaching, being the 4th of March. So now's the day where we get started. So what I wanted to do in this video is just to say hi again and to let you know what you should be working on this week. So this is, if we have a look actually, we'll go and have a look at our subject outline. It's a good habit to get into. I'm sure you know what you're doing with this anyway, but it's a good habit to get into going into your schedule each week and just seeing what you should be working on. Some of our modules run across more than 1 week, so sometimes it's easy to get confused, I guess, about what you should be doing. It's week 5, but we're doing module 4, that sort of thing. So that sort of thing confuses me anyway. It may not confuse you at all, but if it does, then the schedule will keep you on the straight and narrow. So module 1 is where we are at this week. So let's jump back and have a quick look at it. So it's going to be sitting under your learning modules, and everything sits under this link here. So this is, I'm sure you're used to this already, but this is your whole subject sitting in here, and we'll be working through over the next few weeks. So module 1 this week is all about the needs of children and young adults. So there's a lot of theory in this week. So there's none of it's really hard, but there is a lot of theory, and there are some differences between the theories. So it might take you a little while to read through and sort of get your head around them. But we've all been children or young adults, and we may also have our own children or young adults living with us in our homes and families. So a lot of it will feel familiar, and a lot of it will be just like common sense. Yes, I understand that quite easily. So I don't think you'll find anything too hard. Let's just go and have a quick look at it. So this is really just an introduction about what we're doing and why. And then we start getting into some of the theory. So we've got some activities here for you to do, filling in these gaps basically based on what you've learnt about each of these age groups and their growth and learning styles, the psychological development, and then how libraries can cater for those particular age groups. And then there's some more reading to do there. So you'll find that through this first module in particular, or all of them really, you can sort of approach it 2 ways. You can look at it in a quite sort of shallow level and just read what we've got there for you. And then anything that sort of piques your interest, we've got a lot of links out to other things for you to read in more depth. So if you're interested in reading more about this particular theory, for example, then you could go out and read that piece of extra reading. Or you could not. If you're not interested in it, or you sort of get it already and that's as far as you want to go with it, then that's absolutely fine. You might enjoy digging into someone else's theory. So I think for this week in particular, there's a lot of stuff in there, and you can choose how deep you go, really, in how much time you've got and how much interest you've got in these particular theories. Obviously, the more you do, the more you know, but everyone's got busy lives, and these sort of things may not fit easily into your head. It's up to you what you do with it. We've got a few things for you to work on. Some discussions that you can contribute to, and one more section for this, catering to the needs, and a bit more reading for you there. That's actually a really interesting article if you were interested in sort of older children, looking at youth spaces in public libraries. So that's a good one to have a look at. And then we've just got a list of all the references that you could dig into if you wanted to go more deeply into it. And then we've got over here in the discussion lists, we've got module 1, and this is where you can add your thoughts and ideas about what you've been reading, and you can respond to some of those discussion list questions from within the content as well. So that's really it for this week. I'm just going to jump back to our front page. The other thing I was going to say to you is I haven't got any dates yet for the online classes, but I do want to run at least 3 online classes through the teaching session. So they will be run through this online meeting room here. What I'll be doing in the next day or so is putting a schedule of those online meetings together and letting you know what those dates are. So I won't do one this week, but I will do one next week. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. But I'm not sure which day yet because I've got I'm doing 5 subjects, so I need to make sure I'm not doubling up on my nights that I'm meant to be talking to people. So I'm going to put together some dates for our online meetings and let you know about those. So that's it for this week. Make sure you've introduced yourself on the discussion list for introductions if you haven't already. Have a read through the content for this week and dig down into some of those references to extend your reading and understanding, and have a go at those discussion activities, and keep an eye out for the dates for our online meetings. And if you haven't already done so, have a look at the assessments just so you know what's coming and get your head around that. And then that'll do for this week. So I will be back in touch with some dates for our online meetings, and I wish you all the best for week 1. I'll see you soon. Bye.